Hello and welcome to this new lesson in which I'm going to show you how to draw different views of the heads in the manga style we've been talking about. The first one I'm going to be talking about is the front view. As you see, we're going to do a series of strokes that will be a part of the face we're looking for. Here we have the first eye, and as you see, the facial features are very easy to do. A tip for us not to get frustrated if we can't get it to be symmetrical is to just copy the one side and transform it by reflecting it on the opposite side. For example, we already have the nose, the mouth, the ear, and the eye, and these could be what we could mimic on the other side. We have to bear in mind that chins tend to be a bit more sharp than the Western animation we're used to. Well, it should strike us a bit weird at first, so what we're going to do is erase these parts we don't need and place those parts that look good so our drawing doesn't feel so weird. I'm going to group the layers and create a different mouth. As you see, we got a result quite similar to what we have in mind when we think about the idea of manga character. You know, big bright eyes, thin small eyebrows, a pointy nose, and that's how it looks like. As you can see in the side view, is quite more different than what we can see in the front view. So we can see the nose is pointier, as we said before, the chin is quite sharp, the jawline is quite straight, and we would keep a front perspective of the eyes. This way, and like in previous lessons, I would like to say that the ear would be placed in a few centimeters from the back of the skull. In the 3/4 position, the image slightly varies. We have the jaw here, the ear here, well positioned. And we're going to try and keep the same proportions on the head we're going to do with rotoscope than what we can see from left to right. As you can see, the eyes are the same place, the nose, the mouth, and the chin. Here we have what we could consider a simple composition of how the rotating views would be of both examples. The style I decided to apply looks a little bit like the style we can see in the anime made for really small kids with very noticeable and exaggerated facial features like the mouth and the eyes. I'm going to start with the second example, which would be instead of a feminine face, a more masculine face. As you can see, the eyebrows change position, the chin is bigger, ears will be slightly smaller, the eye will be simpler and sharper. And we're going to follow the same method of copying and reflecting half the face, so we save some time. Now we draw the nose, the mouth. We're going to set a more serious facial expression, and we would get a man's face in a simple way. The side view would be the same, doing this kind of cavity when creating the part corresponding to the nose and the forehead, and then using this part here, more or less. Well, I'm going to erase it because it's not properly oriented. The nose would be much higher, and the mouth, I'm going to draw it around here so it's leveled. Sharp chin. We're going to make the ending of the chin stand out a lot more, so the Adam's apple is noticeable. Let's draw the ear. And okay, now the eyes and the eyebrows have to be drawn stronger. This side view would show us the image of a kind of a calmer, more relaxed person. So we'll go on to the 3/4 view, which will do it the same as the one above. So we position the nose to the left of the guideline. Then we make the part of the chin stand out. We position the ear, and we set this calm and relaxed expression with the eyelids halfway opened and the mouth leveled with the rest. I put that line on the forehead just to make sure that part stands out. Okay, so we would have these three heads from two different characters doing this rotoscope. We have to be careful with the eyes and the chin and the ears position. I'm going to use this head I drew before to make a deeper explanation of what we just saw. To create it, what we're going to do is make a circle, and from this sphere, we're going to generate the rest of the shapes that will form our face. Now what I'm doing is polishing the sphere and repeating it in our drawing so we can orientate better. Okay, so once it's done, we'll go on to drawing the chin. So the chin will start from the end of the sphere and we're going to divide with a line this sphere to mark the facing side of the face. If we want to face it left, we'll slightly curve the line towards that side. The chin will be some kind of rounded triangle because these characters usually have a very sharp jawline. Starting from here, we'll be generating our ear and later on we'll design the eyes. The eyes would be an intermediate part of the line crossing the face. And we'll be placing the nose in the middle of this cross. The position of the mouth is a bit more subjective because we can try to place it with a bit more of expression, so it's not necessary that we put much time in placing it on the best place. Just a slight curve will be enough. I'm doing different perspectives down here that you can use using the technique of the circle with the cross and the triangle, so you can create a face quickly using this simple trick. If you look closer, you can break it down to a circle, a triangle, a cross, and from that we've been able to rapidly create a face. Don't worry too much with the symmetry because it's a matter of practice, but for now I can put some details in so you can have a better look at the face I just drew. A quick inking with black tone, just as a brief explanation. What you have to consider now is that in order to continue with this kind of work, you'll have to do your homework, which would be trying to do several poses using this triangle, circle, and cross techniques so you can rotate the orientation of the face depending on where you want your character to be looking at. This is what I've been trying to explain at the beginning. In short, depending on which way you face the chin, it would be the direction your character will be looking at and where you would have to place the vertical line of the cross. I hope this series of tips were helpful for you. See you in the next lesson.